Hello guys, good afternoon, Anvay here, welcome to my video. Today I'm getting a chance to drive the new Honda City. Now Honda City has been in the Indian market for more than 20 years and we have seen the car in that span in 4 different avatars. The one which I'm driving today is the latest one, the 5th generation car. Now Honda City has been always known to be superior in terms of comfort and quite phenomenal in terms of styling. But is it really good to drive? We are going to check that in this video. So first, let's do a walk around of the car, see what's underneath the chassis, then go for a thorough drive. At the end, let's talk about the pricing and the maintenance cost for its variants. So without further ado, let's take a look at the city. So, starting from the front, you are greeted with this beautiful 9 array of LED headlights with the daytime running lights and indicators integrated in a single unit. In the center, you have this gigantic chrome lining which reminds you of the premium cars like the Honda Civic and the Accord. Below the headlights, you get the LED fog lights and the air dam and the front grille is also blacked out, which provides air for the radiator and the condenser. Since we are at the front, the car is about 1.8 meters wide. Now coming to the side, you can see there is one silhouette which starts from the headlights and goes all the way back and connects towards the tail lights. This silhouette has been inspired from the Katana sword. Below that line, you also get a swage line which goes over these wheel arches. Talking about the wheels, they are the 16-inch diamond cut alloy wheels which really go well with the side profile. At the sides, you will specifically get this lane watch camera with the indicators mounted on the mirrors. Coming to the back, you are greeted with the Z-shaped LED tail lines with the car name and the variant just next to the Honda logo. On the rear bumper, you get the parking sensors with light deflectors on each side. Now surprisingly, there is no chrome accent at the rear. And you will also get a reverse parking camera just above the number plate. Now since we are at the back, let's just open up the boot. The boot space which you get in the Honda City is ginormous. It is 506 liters. So I think the luggage shouldn't be a problem, especially on the long journeys. And underneath the load tray, you will get the spare tire with the mechanical jack. So overall, after looking at the car at first sight, I can say the car looks really stylish. And in terms of the design language, it really looks clean and subtle as well. So the design doesn't feel like an overkill. Now as we have reached back to the front, let's just open up the engine bay. The new gen Honda City is powered with a 1.5 liter petrol and 1.5 liter diesel engines. The petrol engine makes 121 horsepower at 6,600 RPM and 145 Newton meters of torque at 4,300 RPM. On the other hand, the diesel engine makes 100 horsepower at 3600 RPM and 200 Newton meters of torque at 1750 RPM. This power is transmitted to the front wheels via a 6-speed manual gearbox which is available for both engines or a CVT gearbox for the petrol engines. The engines are mounted on the front axle, hence the layout is called as front engine front wheel drive. Well, now we have done a walk around of the car, we have seen what's underneath the hood. Let's see if the comfort levels in the 5th generation City are as good as the previous generations. So let's take a seat inside.
Having a seat inside, like the previous generation, the new City succeeds in providing the owners a luxurious feel. Special credit goes to these leather upholstery seats with contrasting colors on the dashboard, and the satin metallic finishes around the AC vents give the interior a sumptuous look. Moreover, for the top variant, you will get a wooden trim between the dashboard and the glove box.
Now talking about the seat comfort is phenomenal. Although you might think the lumbar support is slightly stiff, but that stiffness of that support really helps me to keep my spine in a straight position and not to slouch my back. That avoids back pains and discomforts on long journeys. Next, talking about the thigh support. The thigh support is also phenomenal. Headroom for my height of 5 feet 8 inches is absolutely not a problem, and the visibility in the car is also quite nice.
Taking an up-close look, the controls for the multi-information display, infotainment and cruise control are mounted on the steering wheel. Behind the wheel are the paddle shifters. The steering wheel is adjustable in terms of reach and rake. Between the instrument cluster and the steering wheel are the headlight, indicator and wiper controls. The instrument cluster has a 7-inch TFT screen which has the integrated tachometer and multi-information display sitting next to the analog speedometer. At the left, you have the brightness adjustment control for the cluster. To the right is the engine start-stop button and below is the traction control button. On the door are the controls for the windows and mirrors. Below the door pockets are the 1-liter bottle holders and speakers. In total there are 4 bottle holders. Additional 4 tweeters make the count to 8 speakers in the new car. Near your legs are the buttons for the fuel cap and the engine bay. And lastly, in terms of safety, the car has 6 airbags, 1 on the steering wheel, 1 on the dashboard, 2 on the front side seats and 2 side curtain airbags. In the center, the car gets 8-inch touch infotainment system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Below that are the knurl dials for the AC controls. Between the cup holders and the AC dials is some space to put your phone alongside the USB ports and the power outlet. Additional space is provided between the gear lever and armrest, which also has some storage space in it. On the top are the reading lights and between them is the button for opening and closing the sunroof. Lastly, at the passenger side, you get the glove box with some decent space.
Now I have positioned myself at the back and I have to say the comfort levels truly awesome. Now, like the front seats, the lumbar support of the rear seats is also slightly stiff, but that again helps me in achieving great levels of comfort and avoiding back pains on long journeys. Now, for my height of 5 feet 8 inches, I have more than sufficient amount of leg room and headroom. Now, talking about what's offered in the back, in the middle between the passenger seats, you get the rear AC vents with 2 12-volt charging points. Behind the driver's seats and the passenger seats, I get the magazine holders with 2 dedicated smartphone holders as well. Next to me, I get an armrest with the cup holders mounted on it. Behind me, I also get these fixed headrests and a dedicated passenger seat belt for the person sitting in the middle. Behind those headrests, I get a sunshade which is really helpful in the sunny days. So overall, the comfort levels truly fantastic. I can say you will absolutely love to be driven around town when you have a seat in the back. But is the car really good to drive? Let's hop on the front seat again and go for a drive. So after driving for quite a while, the first thing that I absolutely love about the Honda City is the steering. I have to say it is really smooth and it is by far the best steering which I have driven till date. The car comes with a segment first agile handling assist, which is really helpful when you are turning the car through some twisty ghat roads or through the countryside roads. These features are also helpful for you when you are maneuvering the car in a very narrow lane or in a bumper to bumper traffic. The car has a turning radius of 5.3 meters, so turning through or taking a U-turn won't be much of a problem. A 3-point turn will be very much necessary for a tight lane. Talking about the acquaintance, I can say getting used to the car takes really less amount of time. Although I cannot see the hood, but there are 3 features which will help me get used to the car. Number 1 is the driver seat height adjustment function. Number 2 is the lane assist camera. And number 3 are these mirrors which are mounted on the doors. Since these mirrors are mounted on the doors, I get some additional visibility which helps me getting the judgment in the bumper to bumper traffic. So getting used to the car overall takes really short amount of time and you really feel that confidence when you are driving the car, and you won't feel that much of a tension even though you are clubbed between 2 cars in intense traffic conditions. Speaking about the engine, well, the previous 4 generations of the Honda City had a single overhead camshaft. Well, with the 5th generation, you get the dual overhead camshaft engine. With the single overhead camshaft, the power delivery was slightly sluggish in the previous generations. However, that is not the case in the new City. Once you put your foot down, it absolutely succeeds in delivering you that power, and you certainly feel that the engine is performance oriented, as it is certainly peppy. The engine redlines up to almost 7,000 RPM, and after 3,000 RPM, it certainly gets vocal and you feel that you are driving a race car. And this engine, once you put your foot down, it certainly succeeds in bringing a smile on your face. the performance numbers, that is 121 horsepower, which you get from this new car in the petrol engine specifically, is more than satisfactory for the city conditions or on highways. Now, having that much power, you might wonder the Honda City won't be that good in the terms of efficiency. Well, Honda has rectified the problem by giving you a eco mode. Once you press that mode, the ECU tweaks its settings to give you the highest possible efficiency. Talking about the efficiency, the petrol automatic is set to give you an efficiency of 18.74 kilometers per liter, while the petrol manual is set to give you about 17.8 kilometers per liter. And for the diesel manuals, it is 24.1 kilometers per liter. These numbers are thoroughly impressive for the iVTEC and the ID.Tech engines. So Honda has found the perfect balance to give you not only the performance but also to give you efficiency as well. Now, talking about another component which comes into play in terms of performance is the transmission. In the car, in the city, you get the CVT and the manual transmission. Focusing on the CVT, well, Honda is known to give you some fantastic CVT gearboxes in their previous cars, and in the city that is no different. With this new car, they have improved even more, as the gearbox shifts seamlessly and comes very close to give you a progressive acceleration. If you wish to achieve convenience, all you have to do is put the car in drive mode and the gearbox will automatically upshift and downshift with respect to its speed. If you wish to have some more fun, just put the car in sport mode and the engine and the gearbox shifting gets even more responsive. Additionally, you all can also upshift and downshift using the paddle shifters mounted behind the steering wheel. Talking about these paddle shifters, they succeed in giving you the upshifts very fast, as the upshift times and the downshift times are really low. Now, to demonstrate how fast are the upshifts and downshifts, let me just put my foot down. Here we go. Pull, bam, pull, bam, pull, bam. These shifts are so fast. I don't know how does it do that. I'm thoroughly impressed with it. It's really that phenomenal. Now we are getting some open road again. Let's just downshift. Second gear, first gear, bam, second gear, third gear. Wow. You really managed to get progressive acceleration from this car. The upshift and the downshift times are really less. Usually you have quicker downshifts compared to the upshifts, but Honda has managed to amplify the upshifts as well, as the time required to upshift for this gearbox is really low. Man, I'm thoroughly impressed with this gearbox. The engine mated to this transmission is really fantastic and succeeds in giving you that performance when you put your foot down and pleasure when you are cruising at normal speeds. I'm thoroughly impressed with this engine and the gearbox. Speaking about the brakes, the combination of the disc and drum brakes work very much fantastically. The major contributing factor to this combination is the vehicle weight. The curb weight of the Honda City is 1.2 tons, which makes it slightly lighter than the Hyundai Verna. Hence, this combination really succeeds in providing you a satisfying stopping power. Being in 2020, anti-lock braking system and electronic brake distribution is standard for all the variants. Lastly, when we talk about the comfort, the factor that contributes to the comfort are the suspensions. In the front, you get the McPherson struts with coil springs. I have to say, they handle the bumps and undulations really smoothly. Special credit goes to the suspensions, as they are tweaked slightly to be soft and less to be stiff. Since they are soft, they absorb the bumps and undulations very nicely. If you go through the potholes and the speed breakers at higher speeds, you will feel some slight body roll due to these softer suspensions. But overall, I have to say, the front comfort is phenomenal. Let's see if I feel the same in the rear seat as well. Now, talking about the comfort in the rear seats or the comfort levels are phenomenal. The suspensions handle the bumps very nicely. Special thanks to their softer setting. At higher speeds, you will feel the bumps and undulations as you sit pretty close to the wheel arch. Now, additionally, 3 people can have a seat in the back, but the person sitting in the middle will be comfortable only for short journeys. On long journeys, 4 people can have a very fantastic and comfortable drive. The person sitting in the middle for long journeys may have to switch the seats with the persons sitting at the sides. So now let's just pull over and discuss the pricing and the maintenance cost. Well, after finishing my drive, the word that is coming into my mind is the Japanese samurai. I can certainly refer it with the Honda City. That is because Honda City is fast and agile in terms of performance and also attentive in terms of comfort and safety. So to answer the question, is the City really a fun car to drive? 100% it is. The priorities which Honda has kept in mind are comfort, because you get fantastic comfort on the front and the back seats, performance, because you get an exhilarating performance from the engine and the transmission, and number 3 is safety. For the basic variants, you get 4 airbags, while on the top variant, you get 6 airbags. And also about the safety, the car has received a 5-star ASHON CAP rating as well. So the build quality is truly phenomenal. Now talking about the pricing, the new Honda City starts at 10.89 lakhs up to 14.5 lakhs, and the diesel variants start from 12.39 lakhs to 14.7 lakhs. Considering the features which this car is offering, I can say the price is certainly justifiable. So that's it for the Honda City then, guys. If you have enjoyed this video, kindly smash that like and subscribe button, because like and subscription equals motivation for me to bring more content for you guys. I'm going to end this video here, and I will catch up with you guys again in the next video with a new car. Bis dann, auf Wiedersehen.